What's up, world? This is the How To I Do channel with Ed and Sharita, where it's our goal to keep everything fresh and light and bring you practical principles that will help you through this thing called marriage. Now, let's recite our motto. Let me grab my paper. Don't judge me, I'm getting old, right? You ready? Marriage is not as hard as we make it, nor as easy as we take it. Marriage is also not some system of my own selfish ideals. No. Marriage is about discovering how to develop and put into action a selfless lifestyle of a surety to myself and my spouse that I can, I will, I do. Let's get this out of here. Now, let's get into today's topic, which is whatever happened to marriage? Do you know? Can you find it? It's over there. Hello? Marriage! Where are you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? Well, during this day and age, where marriages are dissolving in divorce, separations, it's complicated. You must beg the question of what happened to marriages? What is the right way to be married? Is there a right way to be married? And for the love of God, whatever happened to marriage and its significance? Well, here's something from the Bible to consider. It's taken from Jeremiah 9, 13, and 14 in the Message version. It says this: God's answer: because they abandoned my plain teaching. They wouldn't listen to anything I said, refused to live the way I told them to. Instead, they lived any way they wanted and took up with Baal gods, who they thought would give them what they wanted, following the examples of their parents. So, what can be gained from this passage in Jeremiah is, number one, many marriages may be failing due to the fact that we're drifting away or have abandoned God's plan or God's plain teaching as it relates to marriage. Number two, many couples wouldn't listen to the voice of God through called and qualified teachers, preachers, counselors, and the like. Number three, many couples simply refuse to live a godly lifestyle. And finally, number four, many couples want to follow other lifestyles and essentially do whatever it was that they wanted to do, just like their parents. Now, let's answer the other questions. Is there a right way to be married? Yes. Well, what is that right way to be married? Well, a lot of what makes a great marriage is what God was addressing in Jeremiah. So let's refresh. We can start by number one, following God's plans and teachings. Number two, listening to the voice of God through qualified and called preachers, teachers, counselors, and other authoritative figures and trusted individuals. Number three, living a godly lifestyle, or a lifestyle that you would be proud to present to Him if you could physically see Him. And finally, number four, forsaking all that we thought we knew about marriage, and yes, even that which we may have negatively learned from our parents, in exchange for a godly concept of what our unique marital experience should look like. Fortunately for us, when we do marriage God's way, there are often added benefits. For example, In an article written by Smerling in 2016 in Harvard Health, he suggested that good marriages often have added health benefits. These health benefits come in the form of living longer, decreased chances of developing depression, decrease in chances of having a stroke or a heart attack, and also increased chance of surviving a major operation. In closing, it's apparent that what may have happened to many marriages is we simply lost track of God's way of doing things. Thankfully for us, all we have to do is get back on track, follow His methods and teachings, and the likelihood for us having a successful marriage is heightened. And as an added bonus, as there often is an added bonus when we do things God's way, we increase the potential of having a longer lifespan and better health. That's a pretty amazing trade for simply doing things God's way. Well, that's it for this episode of HowToIDo with Ed and Sharita. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And also visit us at our website, HowToIDo.org. And get our book, anywhere books are sold, entitled I Do, But How Do I? And one last thing, we want to hear from you. Leave in the comments, what do you think happened to marriages? Was it what God said, that we simply got off track? Was it a change in the winds, or we just decided that marriage wasn't important? What happened? How's your marriage doing? Let's hear from you in the comments. Till next time, peace.